A picture, yeah. The Bowser player, the Bowser icon isn't the Bowser player. Meanwhile, the Majora's Mask icon is a completely different character.
Right. So correct me if I'm wrong. This is Helper versus Zelpin.
This is actually Moosolini versus Argyle.
All right, Moosolini versus Argyle. All right, so we got this round one going. I'm getting a little bit of lag on my end, at least through the video chat. Hopefully,
you might. You might wanna. You could probably still use the Discord. I'm gonna probably mess with some settings here and see if it makes.
Yeah, sure. I'll whip that. I'll whip up that bad boy real quick. See if that does anything for me.
Yeah, that's probably where we go.
Yeah, definitely seems like he's like very even right now. He needs to watch how he's poking out the shield, because the second time he tried to like hit the top corner, and Argyle was completely ready with the up B out of shield.
Yeah, that he was. You gotta just, it goes without saying, you know, like first little bit of Bowser stuff, like just for the first match of the day, you know, obviously watch yourself when you're touching his shield. He's got one of the best out of shield options in this game. It's just, does so much damage, you know, lingers for so long, all that good stuff that Bowser's gonna have, but does leave him wide open if you're not prepared for that. He's spacing around it. Oh my god, what a beautiful Vine Whip. Taking the first stock of the day, Moosolini.
They look very reminiscent of almost like pre-patch, because like I've seen people get hit by like similar Vine Whips like that, and like they've lived. So I was very surprised that like a character as heavy as Bowser was able to survive, but takes the Flying Slam off the top. Yeah, this is definitely like one of his better stages because of how good Flying Slam is on that top platform.
Very true, and like when you were talking about that Vine Whip killing, I was a little bit surprised as well, because, you know, despite, you know, stuff like Flying Slam on the top platform, I mean, Battlefield does have some pretty high blast zones, and Bowser is the heaviest character in the game, so I don't know if you just caught Argyle, like, the eyeing off right there, if that move just, you got the tip of it or something, where it just does a little more knockback, just that strong to kill. I don't know. Either way, though, Argyle's gonna lose his first stock to it.
Yeah. I also like how Moosolini, like when he is forced to go Squirtle these early percents, he's fading like he's kind of ending his like string a little bit earlier and not going for overextensions, because he's waiting for Argyle to kind of like throw it down or a down B out of disadvantage that Bowser's are so poised to do.
He is, my friend. And speaking of Bowser, we got him switching to Charizard as well. Got that Fire Breath on deck, saying anything you can do, I can do better, my friends, and it's looking like he is doing it better right now, up by about 100 and never mind, just I say that, attacking a little bit more on with the jab, but he was up by about 100 off the whole stock, and he's still looking pretty poised right now, but the Flying Slam, that is actually going to do it. Max Rage Bowser off Charizard, doesn't matter how heavy he is, wasn't even the top platform.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that like you really have to do some interesting DI on that move, because like at higher percents, you have to switch DI, because you have to start DIing to die off the side blast zone, but then you gotta switch DI so you don't like completely die off there. But at those high percents, like sometimes you're just dead. But right there, yep.
Ooh! Wow! Oh, that was a beautifully spaced forward smash. My God, that was like one of the ballsiest things I've ever seen. Looking like a little DBZ, forward smashing, hurtbox shifting just a little bit, and just waiting for the very end of the move to finish it off right there. That was nutty.
Yeah, that's the thing about this game. This game is like certain moves, like Falcon Kick, as soon as their animation like looks over, there's no hitbox. Like you saw, as soon as like like the flame started to go away, the hitbox like disappeared right in front of his face.
Yeah, that was actually beautifully spaced and beautifully timed on the part of Argyle right there. I don't know what else to really say on that front. He was they were both last stock in that situation, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was crazy risky, too. Not gonna lie, because if he whiffed that, I mean, I don't know if he would have been, since he was forward smashing in the beginning. It would have put him in a really bad position. Because I think he was at like 70, which is about like 70, you can start living, yeah, you'll still be living those, especially as like a heavyweight like Bowser on this stage. But yeah, you definitely don't want to be taking, losing stage control when you're at or near kill percent. No, definitely not. I mean, I was going to say, I mean, I don't even know if he was forward smashing there, if that would have potentially caught his DI off a little bit, like if he wasn't prepared for that, had he actually gotten hit by the Flare Blitz, but my man he just went for broke. He just went for full broke with that forward smash right there. That's how you know somebody's feeling it. And it's always difficult, because sometimes when somebody like hops into a Wi-Fi tournament, it's their first match of the day, they're not always feeling it immediately. I mean, these are Wi-Fi players. I don't know how often they play this game. Probably a lot if they're entering Wi-Fi tournaments, let's be real. He's already in that zone, and I'm very anxious to see what he does further on in this second game here. Let's take a look.
Ooh, it looks like what's his face? Chris got the stream working again on the other one.
I did take a notice of that. I mean, I did notice that. Yeah. I can English. Here we go. Pokemon Stadium is the pick. I like this as an idea. A lot more room to do like Squirtle horizontal combos on Bowser if Moosolini is actually able to touch him. Probably going to be huge damage on the part of the Squirtle especially, but so far, hasn't even touched him once. So far, all the damage has been brought on by the part of Argyle instead. Already tacked up to 75.
Yeah, it really felt like Moosolini was doing the best. Like even though he was getting some good early strings with Squirtle, it feels like he was doing the best with Ivysaur. So like, as you're saying, this stage being so long, like horizontal, he's probably picking that to further extenuate his best mon.
Looking like it, yeah. Sometimes people just have different mons as the best one, but that's Pokemon Trainer for you. It's 3 characters in 1. That's the gimmick, my friends. Alright, now... A good ballsy one. He knew that he was at a relatively low percent, that the risk for that wasn't really that high. So he was able to put that out, and the Flare Blitz... Bowser just not fast enough to be able to catch Charizard off the other side of the level.
That was such a great pivot grab, too, because, Argyle was really playing, like, close to the chest, and like the entire game was like just rushing down Moosolini, so to have the wherewithal to like really play into how his opponents playing and abuse like their habits.
Yeah, noticing those habits is so important. You know, it's just not always the character matchup. You know, sometimes it's just the player one as well. You just got to notice like what somebody is actually doing. It really makes it's really the true mark of a good player versus a bad one if you're fighting the player rather than just the matchup. As much of a matchup game as Ultimate is, you know, like at the end of the day, you know, it's also definitely about the characters as well.
Yeah, especially when like you're playing like 2 good characters like that, whereas like just knowing what your opponent likes to do is much more important than knowing what the character can do. Alright, so he's doing a very good job, just like really just kind of keeping Argyle on these platforms and just forcing him to kind of approach at odd angles and overcommit. Like we saw there, that Flame Breath really put Bowser in a bad position because he's been disadvantaged for 40% going on now.
Yeah, if you whiff that move, that's definitely no good. I mean, as much as it's like really good and compensated and how much damage it does versus how incredibly vulnerable Bowser is if he actually whiffs it. So definitely takes a Bowser with good discipline to know when to whiff out that move and when not to. And just as I say that, he actually whiffs it out, and he actually whiffs it out, misses, and doesn't get punished for it, actually making me eat my words that time around.
Yeah, it's kind of like Warrior Chomp, where like a lot of warriors sometimes like leave it lingering out there because they want to see like maybe they'll get caught by it, but just having the wherewithal to say like I missed, let's just cancel it and just reset neutral. Speaking of resetting right there, that was quite the call out on that back air. He really had amazing discipline on that strike.
Yeah, knowing when to do that move is also pretty crucial because it's like so powerful, but it's got a pretty awkward hitbox, or at the very least, it's just an awkward move for Bowser to put out, so whiffing that can definitely leave him open. I mean, whiffing anything out as Bowser that can leave you open is always scary, especially against a character like Pokemon Trainer who just instills such massive punishes, especially around, like, lower percents. You know, Bowser being the heavyweight and huge character that he is, you know, one of his biggest downsides is that he is, in fact, combo food, so those punishes on the part of Pokemon Trainer should be huge, depending on if Moosolini is going to be able to get them, but while I say that, the percentage is slowly evening out, and oh my goodness, was he SDIing that up?
It kind of looked like he was, because he kept getting closer to him. It's like, what are you doing, man?
Oh my goodness, that was a stock that he absolutely did not have to take. That was a game that he absolutely did not have to lose. He was below the platform there. I thought he was just going to hard SDI that down and right, maybe just, you know, down and away, or maybe just down. Anything else besides what he did?
Even just like ASDI, just holding down would have gotten him out of that. I'm very surprised that he decided to try and like fight his way through it. My only reasoning is maybe he tried to like get up and on top of Bowser, because a lot of times he was focusing on landing with a nair. So he probably wanted to like say, oh, if I can pop up above it, I can start a nair and put him off the level into a bad position.
Yeah, looking like it, man. I mean, I don't know if that had anything to do with positioning, but my friend, he could have done it. Oh my goodness, that was interesting. That my